Okay, perfect. All right, welcome back, Virtual NP Solutions. My name is Tamika. I'm a nurse practitioner and holistic health and wellness coach. I help people reclaim their health and achieve healthy, sustainable weight loss through holistic diet and lifestyle changes. Visit my site, vnpscoach.com, to learn more about my services, and you can get a copy of the 10 Simple Steps to Health and Wellness, a nurse practitioner's guide to reclaiming your health. You can get the PDF on my site, or you could go to Amazon and purchase a paperback. So today I'm talking about not accepting poor health. And unfortunately, poor health has become very common in modern society. Uh, Actually, you may find more people in poor health than you would consider good health. And so, if you define poor health, what does that entail? Maybe chronic disease that is interfering with your quality of life, uh, severely overweight, which also interferes with your quality of life. And quality of life is very individualized. If you're having persistent symptoms that causes distress mentally and physically, whether you have an actual diagnosis, that's considered poor health. Or if whatever you're experiencing on a daily basis stops you from enjoying life and takes the fun out of life or distracts you from spending time doing the things that you enjoy, then that would be considered poor health. And so, why shouldn't you accept poor health? Because you don't have to live like that. And people have been brainwashed by the healthcare industry and the pharmaceutical industry to believe that poor health is inevitable, as you get older, or because of your family history and genetics. People believe that will dictate their health, and they have no control over the outcomes. And if you want to do anything about it, you have to go into the healthcare system, and you have to get a lot of big expensive tests, and you get an official diagnosis. You get a name for all of your symptoms, and then you get this medication, and that just continues to go on. Either every few months or every few years, you find that you're accumulating more diagnoses and more medications, and you're convinced that this is normal and this is life. And then you start to learn how to live with poor health. And so it is a challenge to break people out of that mindset and break that brainwashing that has been done to make you believe that you cannot heal, you cannot recover or reclaim your health, and that you are going to be stuck with these various medications for the rest of your life. And that's not necessarily the case. So, for any new people listening in, my name is Tamika. I'm a nurse practitioner and holistic health and wellness coach. And today we're just talking about not accepting poor health. And if you take the time to do your research, you can learn on your own many things that you can do to improve your health. There are many diet and lifestyle changes that you can do to improve your health. And this information is readily available everywhere for everyone. But if you would like a shortcut and you would like some guidance on some things that you can do, you can start with now. Go and visit my website, vnpscoach.com, where you could get a copy of my book if you like, The 10 Simple Steps to Health and Wellness, a nurse practitioner's guide to reclaiming your health. That's available as a PDF on my website, or you can get a hard copy or a paperback, a paperback on Amazon. And so I'm not sure if my thing is working here, but if there's anybody listening still, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining. And please comment and share and like if you find this information helpful. So, what can you do? What can a person do to help improve their health and allow them to turn around this whole concept of living with poor health? Well, the first thing you could do is take responsibility for your health, right? And recognize that you can't focus on the small things that don't have as much of an impact as you think they do, and then you neglect all the big things that have a significant impact. And so, some of the small things that can have an impact, but not as much as people think. The three main things are age, hormones, and genetics. And I find that that's what most people blame their poor health on, one of those things or all of those things. And yes, as we get older, certainly you have to you have to be diligent and really apply the healthy diet and lifestyle principles to maintain your health or to improve your health, but it's certainly not impossible. So age, you can't let age interfere with your health. You can't blame age. That's not, it's just not a good excuse anymore. So no, age is not the reason why you're sick. The next is hormones. And yes, there's hypo and hyperthyroidism, and there's all of the sex hormones that can be abnormal, or PCOS and low testosterone. And yes, all the hormones can play a role in you being sick or having trouble with weight loss. Yes, they can play a role. But are hormones going to be able to overcome consistent, healthy diet and lifestyle changes? No. So, no hormones, that's not an excuse either. So, yeah, okay, once again, age and hormones, it can make things a little bit more challenging for you, but it's not impossible. So, don't use that as an excuse, guys, please. And the last thing is genetics. This probably has the least impact. And the one that's the thing that people tend to lean on the most. And if you think about all three of these things, they are often focused on because deep down it makes people feel like they have been absolved of responsibility for their health by saying, oh well, my genetics, my family history, that's the reason why I'm 100 pounds overweight. That's the reason why I have metabolic syndrome. That's the reason why I have cardiovascular disease, etc. And no, it's not your genetics. The genetics plays a small role in comparison to the other diet and lifestyle factors. So do not blame genetics for the reason why you're in poor health. So those are the three variables that people often turn to because it makes them think that it's not their fault and they can blame these other things. So, for any new people, thanks for joining. Please like and comment and share. My name is Tamika. I'm a nurse practitioner and holistic health and wellness coach. And today we're just talking about not accepting poor health. And the three things that people tend to focus on when they're in poor health is their age, so being older. They think that's a reason to accept poor health. Their hormones, and when your hormones are off, everything is harder and that'll make you feel miserable, and it just is what it is. And then genetics. I was born into, I kind of did not hit the genetic lottery, and because of my family history, that's the reason why I'm ill. And all three of those factors play a role, but it's a tiny role. It's a tiny role compared to the diet and lifestyle factors. So what can you do as an individual to help improve your poor health? Now, the three main things that I have seen over and over again that are the drivers of disease is malnutrition or undernutrition, toxicity, and stress, chronic stress. So, in my book, The 10 Simple Steps to Health and Wellness, a Nurse Practitioner's Guide to Reclaiming Your Health, all of those 10 steps talk about these different variables. And it's addressing these variables, in a few different ways. But, if you are undernourished, if you are malnourished, you're clearly not giving your body what it needs to function optimally, right? So there's that. Uh, in addition, if you're consuming a lot of processed foods, that brings us to the next variable, which is chronic stress. Processed food intake will stress your body out. And when you're under chronic stress, that creates havoc, that creates chronic inflammation, that makes your hormones abnormal. So, but what contributes to chronic stress is a variety of things. Like I said, a heavily processed diet, poor sleep habits, um, emotional stress, prolonged sitting, inactivity, all of these things are stressors. And so we have undernutrition, we have chronic stress, and then toxicity. But, a processed food diet also contributes to the toxicity problem. Also, the things that you're using on a daily basis, all of your personal care products, all of your supplements that you think are helping with your health, can have a variety of inactive ingredients that are giving your detoxification pathways more work. And so that also contributes to stressing the body. You're stressing the body and you are creating more toxic burden. So as you can see, these three things, which are the bigger factors, these are the diet and lifestyle factors that will contribute to stress, will play a much bigger role than those players that everyone tends to focus on, because those other players make people feel like they have no responsibility for their health. Okay. The smaller players, like the age, the hormones, and the genetics, granted, yes, they can play a role, but certainly not as much as being undernourished or improperly nourished, so chronic stress, and continue, not implementing measures to counteract the chronic stress, and then your toxic exposure. What are you constantly being exposed to on a daily basis within your environment? Sitting indoors too long, you have a lot of indoor toxins that will contribute to your toxicity and your chronic stress. Prolonged sitting in general will contribute to chronic stress. Poor diet, eating heavily processed foods, that's going to be chronic stress and toxicity and malnourishment. So those things will certainly allow for chronic disease to develop, poor health symptoms, and being overweight to the point that it's interfering with your health and quality of life. So these are all things that you have to take into consideration when you're looking to make changes to improve your health and to, counteract the poor health that you're suffering from. And oftentimes people tend to, they start to have symptoms or they suspect that something's going on. And rather than addressing these variables, they go straight into the healthcare system and, they get some diagnosis and then they get some medication for that diagnosis, and it's just a slippery slope. And before you know it, you have a cabinet full of medications. You don't know half of what they are. You probably can't even pronounce half of them. And then you have side effects from those medications. And guess what? You get another medication to help with the side effect from those other medications. If anybody out there that's listening understands what I'm saying or agrees or even disagrees, feel free to comment. I'm open to discussion. But this is commonly what the situation is. So, any new people, once again, my name is Tamika. I'm a nurse practitioner and holistic health and wellness coach. My website is vnpscoach.com. Feel free to go on there and learn about my services. You can also get access to my book, The 10 Simple Steps to Health and Wellness, a nurse practitioner's guide to reclaiming your health. Everything that I'm talking about here, I talk about in the book in greater detail. On the site, the PDF is available, or you could go on Amazon if you want a paperback copy. But the benefit of getting the book is it helps to bypass all of the research that's needed to help you figure out what you can do to improve your health, because these are all the things that I've learned over my many years in healthcare, but also because of my own personal challenges and experimenting with my health to figure out what I can do to help my situation. So feel free to go check that out if you need some assistance and you want to bypass, the years of trial and error and such. Thank you for the likes. Please share and comment and like and follow and do whatever it is that you think would be helpful. Um, but yeah, so that's all I wanted to say today. I'm sure that everybody's is preparing for the holidays, which is great. And you know New Year's is around the corner, and the interesting thing about New Year's is that's when everybody thinks that they are ready to implement some change in their diet and lifestyle. The infamous New Year's resolution that a majority of people don't, stick with. I would say maybe even 6 to 8 weeks, but for some people, as little as 2 weeks, they're already kind of going back on their resolution. And it's like, I think that's also another mistake, thinking that you need to wait till the beginning of the year to make healthy changes, where there are so many things you could do literally right now. Right now, you don't have to wait until Monday. You don't have to wait till the beginning of the month. You don't have to wait until New Year's to make changes that are going to have a positive impact on your health and your wellness. Eliminating processed foods as much as possible, eating whole foods, meat, eggs, fruits, and vegetables at whatever quality you can afford, but trying to eat as much fresh, whole foods as possible is a great first place to start. And you can literally start with the next meal if you have things on hand that you can cook for yourself. Prioritizing your rest, good quality sleep is paramount for good health, for stress management, for weight management. So there are plenty of things you can work on right now. You don't have to wait to do big planning and elaborate shopping and whatever else, get apps and equipment and things like that. Whatever else you think you need to do to start improving your health, you don't need to do it. Okay, you keep it simple. Find one thing, make that change now, and then once you feel like you have a good um, implementation of that change and it's becoming a habit, then you bring in something new. Thank you very much for the likes. Um, and it's that simple. You don't have to, once again, wait for the new year to come around to decide that you're going to reclaim your health. There are plenty of things you could do right now to do that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys have a good holiday season. And once again, you can visit vnpscoach.com to check out what I have to offer, including my book, The 10 Simple Steps to Health and Wellness, a Nurse Practitioner's Guide to Reclaiming Your Health. And it's available on there as a PDF, or paperback is available on Amazon. You guys take care of yourselves, and thanks for joining for this little bit of time here.